Good morning, family. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Be Real 100%. We're 100% real about life, and we are definitely here to talk about it. Oh my goodness, you guys. This has been an interesting journey for me. Most of you know my story. I've posted it more than once. Um, but this time, I'm going to share my story, but then again, I'm going to also interview others and talk to others um, about HIV and how they dealt with it. And, I'm going to find someone that's in the medical field as well to educate us as well on it. But I feel like I said before in the previous video, I've noticed a lot of other podcasts and a lot of other, videos. People talk about the overhead of it all, medications and PrEP and, how to prevent. And if you do, this is what you do and all that stuff. All that stuff is really, really good. You know, um, a lot of the stuff I feel like is pharmaceutical talk only because we know that the pharmaceuticals, they want their money regardless. They spend all this time mixing medication, making medications and all this stuff to try to help us out, but there's so much more to it than medications. Because I know with my journey alone, I've been on probably like six or seven different medications already within the last 15 years, and it's like kind of over it. I'm honestly kind of over it. The medication I'm on now, we'll talk about later. Um, this will be my last because I just can't. It's just a lot. It's a lot to go into it. But anywho, like I said, this is my story. I did write a book. It's called Journey of Resilience from HIV to Hope, Love, and I wrote Hope. I was supposed to be Faith. I'm sorry. Hope, Love, and Faith. I have to redo that. But let me see if I can change it now. Nope, because I'm live. Okay, it's cool. But it's supposed to be Hope, Love, and Faith. Um, because that's exactly what happened. Back in 2009, I noticed that I was having issues. I was staying with a friend of mine, which is a teacher of mine from medical assistant school, and I was having some issues as far as my body. And I didn't know what was going on. I started feeling sick sometimes. I would take a shower, take a bath, and I would feel some like wart type things that was starting to create on my body. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. So I would talk to my friend, my teacher, and I would say, what can I do with this? How do I get rid of it? How, start asking questions like, okay, because I didn't have really anybody else to talk to about it. And I was already going through a lot, from shelter to shelter, you know, from prostitution to, just sleeping around or whatever, men and women. Um, this is a lot going on, and I was dealing with, incest, and it was just a lot going on in the beginning of my life. And I don't dare blame anyone because those are choices that I made. And I wasn't seeking God like I was supposed to. Um, so in that, again, like I said, I was asking a bunch of questions, trying to figure out what was going on, and I just never experienced, things like this. So she would, give me suggestions and I would do those things. No, it didn't quite work. So one day, it's been a while since I had, a doctor's appointment or whatever, just to get a normal checkup. And my doctor was, my teacher, my friend was like, well, you maybe need to just go and get a checkup and see what's going on. Because you have been, stressing a lot and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking I'm fine. So I go to the doctor, with my mom. And so I go, and it's like, like a pretty much normal day. And the nurse was like, well, do you want to, get tested for, all of the, different types of diseases and sicknesses and, all that other stuff, when they draw your blood and all that. And I'm like, okay. I just threw my arm out there and was like, okay, not expecting anything to happen, So I get in there, she do her checkup and um, she does biopsies and, take um, draw blood, urinals, and all that other stuff. So pretty much the whole nine. Um, Not thinking nothing. She was like, well, if there's anything, she said, if there's anything, then we'll let you know. I'm like, okay, fine. Just thinking it's just another yearly checkup. Um, I think it may have been like 2 days later. I get a call from the doctors, and she was like, we need to you need to come back, and so we can give you your results and stuff. And I'm like, is it normal for the doctor to call you and say come back in, because I'm like, I've never technically heard of that unless something was really wrong, So I started to wonder, and I started to ponder, and I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I gotta go back up here and la la la, whatever. And so we ended up getting up there, signing in and all that stuff. And um, sat there waiting patiently on the, high doctor's bed. And the doctor comes in and she was like, hey, Miss Baker, because, I was Baker back then. She was like, hey, Miss Baker, how are you? And I was like, I'm fine, And she was like, hey, Miss Neal, talking to my mom. And, we were like, okay. I need all this other, smiling and giggling and stuff, whatever. We're going to put that to the side to after you give me what I need to look for. So I did that. And she was like, okay. She started naming all stuff. She's like, well, you're negative for all of this, but you have HIV. And when she said that, how, what's the cartoon? I'm sure it was a Charlie Brown, I think, and it was like a wah, 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 wah right after that. It was, I don't know if I felt like the room got dark. It was just a lot of emotions going on at the moment. My mom she jumped up out of her chair, came over next to me, and held my hand because she knew it was over. Like, I felt like my spirit, my soul, my limbs, my everything just lost all hope, all life. And it was just a lot. So she was like, we can start the treatments and all the other stuff. We're gonna do another biopsy, another freeze to try to get, the warts and stuff to go away. And it was just like, I'm sitting there like, okay, what? I wasn't really knowledgeable of HIV. And like, I knew like the roundabout of it because, a lot of people was like, it's like a death sentence kind of thing. 1 second. All you heard was a bunch of people maybe dying from it. A lot of people immediately get AIDS, and just the dirty parts of it. We didn't really just talk too much about it in our lives because it wasn't really just. We didn't think, I would say, put quotes around my life. I didn't think it was as normal as it really was. Um, so as I got home, um, they referred me to a different doctor or whatever because that wasn't like a treatment place. So I went to one of the bigger hospitals and got another doctor. They prescribed me medications and all this other stuff. And like during that medication time, they told me the side effects and all this other stuff about it. And you take it once a day with a meal. You can't skip. You can't skip your dosages of medication because your body will start to um, resist the medication. It will reject it pretty much, and it won't have much effect on your body. And I'm like, I already hated taking pills, y'all. Like I really did. Like I had just a really distaste about it. So y'all know this wasn't gonna turn out right. This wasn't gonna be good for me. But I did it for a little bit, and I started having these side effects, out of body experiences, night sweats, insomnia. It was just, it was horrible. Like, depression and, stress, more stress than what I was already going through. Um, mood swings. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on, and I ended up having to move out and go to another home, another shelter or whatever. And, the same thing was going on. And I told the doctor about it. They was like, well, it's just the beginning, whatever, just gotta let it sit in. You know how doctors are. They want their money too. Now that I know it, they want their money too. And so since I wasn't able to, continue going to that doctor, I had to find another one on my side of town because I ended up staying downtown. And it was like, found another doctor over in the Oak Cliff area. And then, changing doctors, they do their test, they do their own test on you. They see where you stand. They end up changing medications again, because they do their own test. They do everything they do differently. They change things up completely. And I'm like, I already hate change. Those who know me know I hate change with a passion. And it's just not something that I like to do. I don't care what part of life it is. I don't like change. Um, but anyways, she ended up changing the medication. She ended up, you know, doing the blood work and all the other stuff. Having to get to know me all over again. I had to get to know her all over again. It was like a whole vicious cycle of starting over. Like, here we go again. So, anyways, I did that, and the new medications that she had me on. This time it was a 2 pill regimen. Um, I had to take it at the same time again with the meals and all of that. And I feel like the side effects were different because this time I didn't deal with the out of body experiences. Thank God, Lord, because that was just crazy. But I started dealing with nauseousness, headaches, and diarrhea and all that. Those commercials, child, when they tell you they be talking real fast after they done told you the medication was this good, and then they be like, well, if you're dealing with they start going real fast. Yeah, that's what I was dealing with, the whole fast thing. Um, but yeah, so again, change the medications and all that stuff, and dealing with getting to know her, dealing with, being in a new place, being, trying to take care of 2 boys that I had in previous relationships and stuff like that, and also dealing with, same sex attraction, dealing with, men issues, and it's just like on top of things, it's this on top of this on top of this on top of this. So me on the medication is not helping. And y'all know I don't take pills, so I wasn't taking them every day. And my numbers began to just continue to rise and drop because of the way the numbers are set up. And I should have talked about that in the last episode, but I'll talk about that in the next one. But Again, like I said, my numbers are just they weren't good. They weren't good at all. Um, they was not good at all. Um, so I would pray, ask God, I'm like, Lord, I know you're a healer and all this other stuff. I'll have people praying and, just really trying to figure this thing out. But I knew I had to be made whole. Like I wasn't made whole. Like I was a walking tom bomb. I was a walking broken mirror. Like I was like, it was over for me. Like it just was not. It was over. Like I literally, when I say I died, um, on that doctor's table, it was over. My physical body was just still moving, but everything else was dead. Because again, all it hurt was it was a death sentence. But anyways, again, another shift happened. Not even 6 months later, another shift changed. The doctor ended up getting moved to somewhere else, and I had to go to another doctor. Listen, and then not even on top of that, all the nurses began to shift. There were so many nurses, and I was like, you know what? Can we just stick with one doctor, one nurse? One phlebotomist, one of everybody, so I don't have to continue to deal with this. Like this is annoying. So they knew I was getting annoyed. They would give you those papers to give a little check mark on how you feel. Was you depressed? Was you suicidal? And all that stuff. I checked out yes on that because I was annoyed. I was over it. Not just because of the changes going on in the office, but you know, just this whole situation. So I began to go to this therapist, and this particular therapist was amazing to me only because he was dealing with the same thing I was dealing with all at the same time. Everything I was doing, he was doing. And I do mean everything. And I think that's why I felt more comfortable talking to him because I knew he understood my walk because he was going through therapists and all that stuff. And all the other stuff that I was doing, he was doing. Um, and he knew he knew exactly how to help or whatever. Um, but again, another shift happened. He ended up leaving. Oh my god, it was just a lot. It's a lot. So I stopped going to therapy. I don't know, it was just a lot. It was so much. Um, so that's the beginning of the story. I'll go into more depth in the next episode. Because I don't wanna go over my time, but yeah, it's definitely been a journey. If you want to know, the things that happened beforehand, you can go and listen to the full testimony on my YouTube and on the podcast. I'm thinking I have one that's sort of full testimony on it. I think, but if not, the book is out. Again, it's Journey of Resilience from HIV to Hope, Love, and Faith. It's supposed to be Faith. I don't know how I got Hope on it twice, but it is out there on Amazon and all that stuff. Um, you got your glasses and stuff. Hmm? Um, let's see. It is out there for a short read if you want it. Again, like I said, I'm not one that advertises or nothing like that. Um, but it is out there because the Lord was like, sorry, the Lord was like, if you're gonna write it, tell it all. Um, it's either all or nothing kind of thing. So I ended up rewriting it all over again, and I wrote the whole thing. Of course, the story never ends. It always ends in victory, because I know that the Holy Spirit, our Lord and Savior, is the author of my book. Um, he wrote the beginning, the middle, and the end, and I'm just walking it out as he has written it. So yeah, if you want to continue with me on this journey, Again, you can continue listening to it here and also on YouTube as well. The next episode will be the ending. Well, I'm not gonna say ending because it's still going, right? Continual of the journey. Again, I also have some interviews that are set up, and I'm trying to find also um a medical doctor. I might get my own chat because she know me so well. Um, to chat with me as well on her free time because I know most doctors they're super busy. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best to give all the education I can on there. And if you know anybody that wants to share their story as well, let me know as well. And no, it doesn't even have to be about HIV. It could be about anything. Like if you're having any, health issues or you want to bring awareness to some type of anything, let me know and we can, really just talk about it. So, anywho, this is your girl, Tony LaShawn. I am here with Let's Be Real 100%. Again, you know how to reach me. Um, you know how to reach me on Let's Be Real 100% podcast, wherever you listen to your music. You can find me on Let's Be Real 100% Be Real Be You on YouTube. Let's Be Real 100 on Instagram. Let's Be All Real on Facebook. You can reach me at beingreal0413 at gmail.com. And also, I'm gonna remember this number. I promise. I don't said it. I don't know how many times. Lord, I really have. If you want to reach me, on a text number, you can text me at 430-236-4328. Also, you can reach me on my blog. Let's be real. 100.squarespace.com. Yeah, on TikTok. Let's be real. Think that's about it. Um, but yeah, there's ways to reach me. So anyway, all right, you guys. I will talk to you later. I hope you're enjoying it. Fantastic. This is a pre-recorded, so hmm, Wednesday. It'll be recorded. It'll be posted on Wednesday. So I hope you had a fantastic beginning of the week. We are at midweek, and I hope that you stay blessed, be safe, find someone to love, find someone to smile at. And again, like you always say, come to God, because it is time. He is coming back soon. No one left behind is a motto for a lot of people, and it's true. No one left behind. So we can reach as many people as possible. Your story is not um, your story alone. Share your story. Let people know that they're not alone and they can make it. So again, love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thank you for listening to Let's Be Real 100%, where we're 100% real about life. We hope that you enjoyed the topic today, and we hope that you trust God more and more each day. And we hope to see you next week.